Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm driving right now, so I won't be looking at the camera. So this is basically my first video, kind of like an introduction to my channel. My fault if I take some pauses. I'm driving right now. So basically, I've been wanting to do YouTube for a long time right now. Kind of right out of high school, about 10 years back, when YouTube was still pretty young. Still pretty young now, it's less than 15 years. I never knew what I really want to talk about. I do have a lot of interest in different things, such as like reading mangas, anime, sports, MMA, all these different things, video games that I like to do. And I know for YouTube, people usually have like a niche audience they really focus on. Then I'm like, you know what? Maybe the best thing I could do is just really vlog. So I'm new to this, so basically I don't really know much about vlogging, so I'm just having my phone, and that's the best thing I could do for now. My wife actually does it, and honestly she's doing pretty good, and she kind of encouraged me too also to do something like this, and I figured why not, especially since I have a son. And so this is something maybe he could look back on and see, what his dad and mom did, and what their interests were and stuff like that. And I figured, I wish I had like a video or something I could see of my parents or how they were, so I guess I'm just gonna do vlogs and just talk about random stuff, honestly. At the end of the day, just something like a memory I could keep from me and my family. And if it does well on YouTube, hey, great. Definitely subscribe, like, and share. Honestly, I'm gonna talk about random stuff. I mean, I wouldn't say really necessarily random, just things I really enjoy, like, about my life and whatnot. So just a short thing. I live in New York City, and I figured, hey, I live in one of the best cities in the world. To me, it's kind of boring because I'm like, what is it to do? But I figured, you know what, maybe I could vlog around, show you guys the city and whatnot. But today I really do want to talk about something that's close to me, I can say close to my heart. Something I've been reading for a long time. It's a manga called One Piece. And I've been reading for over 15 years now, watching and reading for about 15 years now. The manga's been going on for 22 years, I believe, and the show about 20 years now. But the latest chapter, man, it is like the last two chapters before that was definitely possibly the two best chapters of this year, possibly even the top 5 best chapters ever. And it had nothing to do, there was no fighting or any actions or anything like that. It's just information they gave up. And my reaction to this one, honestly, I had some sort of feels, because in this chapter you actually get to see Goldie Roger, and how he was on the ship with his crew and Odin. Sorry, I gotta focus. I would say I'm a really good driver, so I'm trying to like always be safe and make sure everything's good. This guy just waiting on a green light. But definitely this, give me the feels, because the way the chapter opened up, you see Goldie Roger in the ship, and with Shanks and Buggy, Rayleigh, everybody there. It was really nice. And then it goes into part 3. I do want to say, like, the last chapter definitely was also very, very, like, how do you say, a very dope chapter, because you got to see all the bounties of the current Yonkos, and obviously also with how Goldie Rogers and Whitebeard's bounties also were. Now, I see a lot of people saying, oh, Goldie Roger has the highest bounty, and well, they said the highest bounty for a pirate. So I would definitely think Dragon has a higher bounty. But I don't know if a lot of people have mentioned this. I haven't really seen much reviews on it from other YouTubers or so. That, what about inflation? Do they take that into account? I mean, Oda really is very knowledgeable in a lot of things. So I wonder if he takes that into account. Like, hey, Goldie Roger died about 20 years ago, and his bounty was, if I'm not mistaken, was a 5.5 billion. But what about inflation? Maybe that thing is almost double that right now, or about like somewhere in the 8 billions technically, because that was his bounty when he got caught, right? So if anything, his bounty would have been much higher, because if you look at Whitebeard's bounty, is about 5.1, I believe, and that's will be the most recent bounty, which was about 2 years before our time where we're at now, right? The pre-time skip when Whitebeard died. So if you look at it, if inflation doesn't matter, then honestly this whole thing, what I'm mentioning, doesn't really matter. It's no point. But if inflation does matter, then basically Goldie Roger's bounty will be much higher, somewhere in the 7 billions or so. Besides that, if you look at other Yonkos, it makes sense why Shanks is lower, because he's only been Yonko for about 6 years or so, and Kaido and everyone else and Big Mom's been young for a long time. And you know what's fun thing about Captain John? I'm wondering if that's the same Captain John that Buggy has been talking for the last 20 years in our time, and he trying to find his treasure. That'd be funny, because that's some crazy foreshadowing. Like, Oda is so good at foreshadowing, and man, this guy, hands down, is like a brilliant. Like, he takes all these real life world stuff and he puts it into his manga, and it's crazy. So that'd be something dope to see if that is Captain John's. And I really do feel like, I know I'm going over the place, I really do feel like Buggy is gonna be a big part in the end game of One Piece. You know, Buggy faked his way all the way to be a warlord. I honestly, I would not be surprised if he fakes his way and becomes a Yonko after Luffy becomes Pirate King. Imagine that, Luffy becomes a Pirate King, and basically Buggy's one of the Yonkos. But I mean, I also feel like once Luffy becomes a Pirate King, they might abolish that whole system. Everything will be done basically. I doubt there will be any more Yonkos, but if there is, I have a big feeling the Buggy might be one of the Yonkos, just through his luck and the way what he's been, you know, finessing the system. But and watch him have like imagine him having over 1 billion bounty. That'd be some funny. That'd be pretty dope. I never was a fan of Buggy at the very beginning. What I mean very beginning is when we saw his first arc, when he was when we first got introduced to him. But man, he's great. I love the fact that Oda could do stuff like that, at least personally for me, where you dislike a character and then you're like, damn, I really like this character. Even Mr. 2, who was annoying at one point, but damn, I love Mr. 2, Bon Clay. Good thing that I'm rewatching the show, honestly, with my wife. I got her and my best friend into it about, I would say, last year, and I'm rewatching it, and actually I'm at the Dressrosa arc right now, because honestly, reading One Piece for the last 15 or 16 years, I think when I caught up to it, they were at, I would like to say, Water 7 arc, and on a weekly basis reading it, man, that's a lot of information I forgot, and watching it really refreshed my memory. But definitely about last chapter about the Yonkos, you know, that's pretty dope. And this week, man, well, I mean, I really got the feels, like I said earlier, about how getting to see Goldie Roger and everyone else in the ship, and then towards the end when Kinman, man, if I'm mispronouncing names, man, my fault. How he basically, they're like, where's everybody? And I'm wondering too, what's happening? You know, like, did Luffy and something happen to him? Because even Luffy's not there. But I'm trying to see like what could have happened. And you see like the 7 sheets. Well, there were 9, right? 7 of them right now. It seems like they're still gonna go try to fight and Kaido on their own. And I don't know if a lot of people caught that, but you know, I think it's about to be a full moon that night. So I feel like all the minks are gonna be there, and they might come out with their Sulong form. I mean, it makes sense, because if you have all the minks and at their strongest, I really feel like, you know, I've definitely Luffy and the crew has a chance. And so arc 3 just started. I believe there might be a 4 arc part, and definitely this is where it's gonna get real serious. A scroll just ran in front of me. It's gonna get real serious. I think this is where the big battle's gonna happen. Everything's gonna happen, and then towards the climax in arc 4 will be like a short chapter. Not a short chapter, like a shorter arc. But definitely next week is a break, which is kind of sad, but at least, you know, I feel like something big's gonna happen, you know. I don't know why I feel like Luffy and them got sneak attack. Something happened. I'm thinking like, I don't know. I mean, or maybe they got attacked, and I'm thinking like the weather looks really bad. Maybe Nami did something basically with the weather, or maybe they're in hiding right now. Maybe basically, I don't know. It's really hard to figure out what happened or what's happening. Besides that, yeah, I just wanted to talk about the last 3 chapters. I didn't really get to talk about the first chapter of the last 3 weeks. Damn, I even forgot right now. That's crazy. So yeah, that's basically it. You know, my plan is to possibly make videos, you know, twice a week or so, talk about like stuff that I'm interested in, whatever's happening with me during the week and whatnot. So as of now, this is my first video. Give a like, subscribe. I don't know if I went on talking for too long. doesn't seem like it. It's funny, like sometimes I see videos like 10-15 minutes and all it's long, but then when you actually watch it doesn't seem as long. But definitely give me any tips or anything else you guys would like for me to talk about. And that's about it. So all I gotta say is one piece out.